So as Donald Trump continues an absolute downward spiral, even Fox News is now exposing him. And I want to show you guys what's going on. So first, this is from Fox News just a few minutes ago. It says, breaking with Trump, outgoing Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene tells New York Times Magazine that President Trump, quote, does not have any faith and that loyalty to him is, quote, a one-way street. They are actually running the story on Fox News. Again, Trump doesn't have any faith. Loyalty to him is a one-way street. Now, if you watch my channel and if you're intelligent and if you're reasonable, have some sanity in the world, you already know this stuff already. But the thing is, Fox News is telling their viewers about this stuff, and this is actually really interesting. On top of that, look at the photo of Pete Hegseth and Netanyahu, okay? This is Fox News. They say, Hegseth poses with Netanyahu ahead of high-stakes Mar-a-Lago meeting. And the question I pose to you is, when you look at this, does this look like serious people, right? This is supposed to be a high-level meeting, and Hegseth is basically looking for the photo app, acting like they're drinking before the big game. I mean, that's how it comes across to me. And it's interesting because if you saw, the South Park was basically the criticism of Hegseth is that he's just all about himself, wants those photo ops as much as possible. That's how they portray themselves. And check this out. This is even more. This is the White House today. They're meeting with Netanyahu. Look who's at the table. You got Jared Kushner, the son-in-law, right? So him and Witkoff, which is sitting next to him, that's Trump's longtime real estate buddy. They're looking to build hotels, casinos, swimming pools, these kind of things, be it Gaza, Ukraine, Russia, wherever. You got Stephen Miller, Hegseth, et cetera, and it goes on down the line. Listen to how they talk. This is Trump just for a few seconds.
It's a very good group. We've made a lot of progress already. We had about a 5-minute meeting, and we've already settled about 3 of the difficulties.
And Netanyahu's just laughing it up if you saw it there. So again, this is who's at the meeting. This is what Trump's interested in. He's interested in enriching himself and his family. He's easy to manipulate. And then whoever comes in to meet with Trump, there's like, okay, how can we manipulate Trump? And basically we promise you, oh yeah, you can build hotels over here and just make sure you keep siphoning money to us. Great, fantastic. When you push back against Trump, it's actually interesting. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking about this. She says, this is horrifying. Trump called me a traitor for fighting him to release the Epstein files, right? And then in the interview, she's basically exposing Trump on that. This was actually the interview here. If you want to read the whole thing, you can. It says, I was just so naive inside Marjorie Taylor Greene's breakup with Trump. And I think so what she's trying to do, she's trying to get MAGA to go with her and be like, guys, we got fooled by Trump, right? Don't get fooled by Trump again. The whole thing is stupid. I'll just be frank with you guys. She's not wrong in this stuff. And Fox News is actually running the story. 5 takeaways as MTG unloads to New York Times Magazine, dishing scathing criticism of Trump. So what are the criticisms of Trump? And again, Fox News is running this. So 1, Greene says Trump, quote, does not have any faith, which is nothing too surprising. If you follow the story, you'll know for a long time. Trump can't really name any books in the Bible or name any verses that he likes. He's just faking that he's a Christian. It's obvious. Anyone who watches stuff, you know. And the sad thing, though, is that there's people out there who fall for the Trumpers, be it, you know, the Home Shopping Network, TV evangelist type crowd, because that's essentially what the White House is these days. It's like, hey, we're going to sell a bunch of crap to Christians. And it's like, oh, yeah, I want to buy blessings and stuff like that. And yes, Trump actually partners with someone who sells you angels' blessings. I wish I was making this stuff up. I'm not that creative, guys. I just tell you what's going on. This is also more. MAGA Mar-a-Lago sexualization. This is just what she doesn't like. She says, I never liked the MAGA Mar-a-Lago sexualization. Okay, what are we talking about? I believe how women in leadership present themselves sends a message to younger women. Okay, I have 2 daughters, and I've always been uncomfortable with how those women puff up their lips, enlarge their breasts. I've never spoken about it publicly, but I've been planning to. Wow. And if you guys, if you watch South Park, and you can write in the comments if you do, that's exactly how they portray it, right? Again, it's a bunch of fake people. It's you know, Home Shopping Network plus TV evangelists. They're fake in their physical appearance. They're fake in their, you know, spiritual faith or whatever. It's all fake, and it's so obvious, right? And it's interesting that Marjorie Taylor Greene's like calling this stuff out, right? I have 2 daughters. I've always been uncomfortable with how these women puff up their lips and enlarge their breasts. Interesting. Greene says Trump lacks loyalty, which we already know this, right? It says Trump, that is a one-way street talking about loyalty. And it ends like that whenever it suits him. So he'll just cut you off whenever he feels like it. Also, this is a big one, and we're getting more into this. In my opinion, Greene, talking about Greene here, talking about Trump, we're going to see more war, because what do you do when you really lose power, when you become a lame duck? How do you cling to power? You go to war. So basically, she's accusing Trump, saying it's going to take us to more war because he's a lame duck, he's losing power. And then Greene also doesn't like Mike Johnson. I want you to know that Johnson is not our speaker. He is not our leader. And in the legislative branch, a totally separate body of government, he is literally 100% under the direct orders from White House. And many, many Republicans are so furious about that, but they're cowards. So this is actually an interview that she gave to the New York Times. They're publishing the summary in Fox News and showing it to their viewers. It's actually pretty interesting on this stuff. And also, I want to show you else what's going on. And I'll be frank with you guys. I unfortunately have to agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene here. I think Trump's trying to push for more wars. I told you this stuff before election. It's not hard to see because, like, you know, the way that a game is played, Trump's like, I'm going to show I'm a tough guy. I'm going to attack everybody. Right? It's not hard to figure out. You knew that he was going to do that. And I always knew it was a sham when he said I'm the peace president or whatever. It's so obvious. But this is what's so sad about the USA. I'll just be frank with you guys. There's a lot of people who are easily fooled. I don't know what to say. It's sad. I don't know what to say other than just tell you what it is. These are the headlines then. Trump threatens new military action with Israel on Iran's missile, right? So I guess perhaps we're going to attack. This is the quote from Trump then. I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to knock them down. Great. We'll knock the hell out of them, but hopefully that is not happening. And then you also have this, and I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. At least Trump is claiming that perhaps we actually attacked Venezuela now on land. This has been from The Guardian. The U.S. struck, quote, big facility in Venezuela. Trump claimed without offering details. And so this is actually a major escalation already, as you guys know. First, we started with striking small boats and killing people. Just want to be frank on that. Then now we're chasing down tankers, taking the oil, and now supposedly we're hitting the land in Venezuela, supposedly. So I want you to hear exactly what he says. It's hard to know exactly for sure, to be frank, but this is what he says.
Can you say anything more about the explosion in Venezuela that you mentioned in a radio interview? Did the military do that? Can you share more details about
Well, it doesn't matter, but there was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. They load the boats up with drugs. So we hit all the boats, and now we hit the area. It's the implementation area. That's where they implement, and that is no longer around.
Is that the only strike that the U.S. has done?
I don't want to comment on that.
So they ask him for more details. He says he doesn't want to comment. Just taking this right here, it sounds like, well, at least according to Trump, that we've attacked Venezuela, at least on land. That's what it sounds like to me. It's hard to say. This is more, CNN was running this clip. Listen for yourself.
And we just talked out, I don't know if you read or you saw, they have a big plant or a big facility where they send where the ships come from. 2 nights ago, we knocked that out. So we hit them very hard.
And if, people in the military or whatever have information and stuff, I just let us know what's going on. I'm just hearing it from Trump. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from the military yet on this stuff. I really don't know what to make of it other than Marjorie Taylor Greene says more war, right? Trump literally is saying we're hitting Venezuela, and there's no way to confirm that yet. This has just come out just a few minutes ago. I frankly don't. I feel like, I don't feel like, you can just see it. The U.S. military is way overextended. Now we're talking about attacking Iran. I saw before we were striking or hitting Nigeria because Trump got angry at them, and then some of these things, I guess, landed in it was like a farm. I saw that recently. It's honestly hard to keep track of all of this stuff. This is also Trump. I guess he says he's talking to Putin, and people are attacking, Ukraine's attacking Putin's house or something. Listen to this.
Worried that the alleged strike on Putin's residence could scuttle the peace.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's not good. I heard about it this morning. You know who told me about it? President Putin told me about it. Early in the morning, he said he was attacked. It's no good. It's no good. Don't forget, the Tomahawks. I stopped the Tomahawks. I didn't want that because we're talking about, it's a delicate period of time. This is not the right time. It's one thing to be offensive, because they were offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that, and can't do it. And I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it.
The only way to describe this stuff is basically Trump will ignore U.S. officials and just take the word of Putin. It's obvious here. Or he'll ignore what anyone else says and it's like, well, Netanyahu promised I can build a hotel. And you know, my son-in-law who's dealing with Netanyahu's people, oh yeah, we're going to build a hotel and casinos. Like that's literally what all he's concerned about. And then, you know, if people get angry, oh, I'll just shoot missiles at you. Like this it's just so obvious. The dude needs to be removed. It's so obvious. It's getting more obvious every day. At least people in Europe can see it. Says Donald Trump is unpopular in Europe, according to a new political poll. Even among supporters of right-wing populist parties, he sees his allies. So they even can see it. I'll say this. He's underwater in USA also, but I mean, there should be a lot more who can see this stuff. It's every day is so frustrating. And when you ask him more about this stuff, it's like he trusts Putin over anyone else.
I learned about it from President Putin today. I was very angry about it. What? Well, it came out. Well, we'll find out. I mean, you're saying maybe the attack didn't take place. It's possible too, I guess. But President Putin told me this morning it did.
And that's where we're at, right? So basically, from Trump's point of view, as long as Putin or Netanyahu tell him something, he'll tell you that's the truth and that's what's going on. Because how you manipulate Trump, you make him with a bunch of promises of hotels and casinos. I know I keep repeating the same thing over and over again, but it's just so obvious. It's just so obvious. I have never seen this from an American president, nothing like this, or any president. I mean, this is, how can you describe it? This is the low point in U.S. history. Let's just hope the only way we can go from here is up. That's my hope on this stuff. I think more people can see it. They do show this stuff in public, so they're not hiding it. You guys see this physical decline of Trump, mental decline, and unfortunately, it also reflects many things happening in USA, which we'll talk about in the next video. So that's my thoughts on this. Please stay safe out there, and to catch you all in the next video.